Hello my Beatles friends, welcome back to another video. It's a short video, also informative video, because a lot of people are asking me about my previous videos, a few questions, and we have a few discussions in our comments. I thought it would be a good idea to show you a few albums and how to identify the original issue from the fake. So in this video I'm going to show you maybe 7 or 8 albums that are mostly faked in Beatles catalog. And sometimes people don't even know how to recognize the original from the fake, and they think that they have the original when, and so on. So these are not in particular order or anything like that. I'm just going to show you, I'm just one by one. So I'm not going to go from the rarest one to the easiest one. No, I'm just going to show you with no particular order, just tell you which one is original and how to identify the original from a fake. So in order to make my point, what I'm talking about, I'm going to start with the obvious one and the one that I showed you a couple of videos ago. First of all, we have here 2 albums which are the American issue of the Christmas, singles concentrated in one album. And this is the American issue. Now, this one is original. This one is a fake. How can you identify it? The 2 things that you need to look at this album to identify that it's original or fake, you're going to have to look at the label. This is the label of the original, and you can see the ring is very small and narrow, closer to the spindle hole. But this one is a fake, and the ring is wider. That's the only indication to show that this is a fake. And also, if you look at the cover, bottom left corner, the second from the left picture, as you can see it here, enlarged one. Actually, on the original, we can read that above Lennon McCartney heads, it's written Theatre Royal. But on the fake, it simply is not visible because fake is a reproduction of the original. And such a small fonts, they just lost. So this is the first and a very classic example how to identify the original from a fake. Another classic example, the most faked album of the Beatles in the world. And we are talking about Introducing the Beatles. Now I have 2 originals, different pressings. First of all, it looks like this, is the label of the original. And the first and the most important thing to notice is that the name of the band, the Beatles, is written above the spindle hole. If you have any edition where the Beatles, the name of the band, is written underneath spindle hole, this is a reproduction. This is a fake. It's worthless. I had one in my collection, but some other guy asked me to give it to him. He wanted to use it for the display. This is a later issue. It's already on black label. But as you can see here, the Beatles is also written above the spindle hole. And if you look at the cover, you look at George, and you have to see George's shadow here. The cover that doesn't have George's shadow, it's a fake. And what's also interesting to notice about Introducing the Beatles is that there are 2 different types of cover. First cover has Love Me Do and P.S. I Love You. And the other one has Ask Me Why and Please Please Me. So this one, Love Me Do, is the earlier one, and the Please Please Me is the later one. But both of them need to have shadow near George Harrison. Same goes with another VJ American album, which is The Beatles. Pictures and Stories of the Fabulous The Beatles. First of all, the original cover is semi-gatefold. So 3/4 opens like that. If it's printed, this is printed, then of course it's a fake. And this is the same album. As you can see, the Beatles is also written above the spindle hole. So this is the classic example of faked Beatles album. Now there are at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 albums that are so rare in the Beatles, I would say, universe, that it's simply impossible to find them. So people just reproduce them in different colors and different variations. But all of them have one feature, and I'm going to show you. We're talking about the horse cover, the French album, We're talking about the Danish compilation, which is very rare. We're talking about the German book club, which is also rare. We're talking about Israeli, the first and the second, the first and the best. We are talking about the Greek rubber soul. And another, we are talking about the Switzerland help. Now, all of them, all these albums have the matrix number stamped, as you can see here. I'm going to show you the example of the German book club because I did have the reproduction. I don't have it anymore, but I made the pictures. So this matrix number, as you can see on this picture, has to be stamped. But if you see those albums with a matrix number, which is scratched kind of thing, it's a fake, definitely. And the covers, all of these covers, they are multi-layered paper covers. And if you have one cover, which is single paper, thick cardboard paper, or a glossy paper, then you have a fake. Because I have the German book club. The cover is a bit, kind of used, kind of torn. And I can't show it to you. I don't know if you can see it, but the cover here is a bit damaged. And you can actually see that the papers are multi-layered. And in order not to spread the damage, you're going to have to glue it. But if you have, and it's a very thin and flimsy, but if you have the cover, which is thick, which is solid, which is white, bright, then you have a fake. And this goes with every album that I just showed. There is also a Greek rubber soul issued in different colors, green, white, and as every variation of this album is a fake. Another interesting characteristic of this album, the French horse cover. First of all, you can see the fonts here are kind of transparent light green. So the second official version has those letters in a dark green fonts. But the second version was never faked. The only fake that you see is going to be reproduction of this cover. So when you find this cover, you're going to have to first of all check if it's original or not. And this is the only way to check by the cover, the paper, and the matrix number on the record. Now, there are other book club editions from Germany that I do not have, but they go the same way. You always have to look at the matrix. This Israeli album is so rare that sometimes people, fake it and buy it because they just want to have it. And the fake one was reissued only on white vinyl. There is no black vinyl of the fake. So if you find this album on a white record, it's a fake. Another album that worth checking is this Switzerland Help Export. The fake one, the quality of the picture and the quality of the printing is very bad. The picture is blurry. And I held this fake in my hands. The picture is blurry and the paper is made of thick plastic kind of paper. Glossy. You can actually feel that it's a fake. And of course the matrix number is not stamped, it's scratched. And the last but not least for today, we are talking about this solo album by John and Yoko, Two Virgins. Now this is the American version. I cannot show you the cover of the British version, you know why. But I'm going to show you how to identify the American version, original, reproduction, and fake. And this, how it looks like. You can pause it, and I'm going to keep that picture for a long time so you can identify. And if you look at here, according to this diagram, what I'm holding in my hands is actually a real one. Now, there is also a British issue, which is a fake and original. I'm going to show you both because I have the fake. So this is 1968 British issue, first issue, stereo of the Two Virgins album. And the matrix number here is stamped. This is a fake. First of all, you can see that the cover of the sliced apple is bluish, and the matrix number on both sides is not stamped, it's scratched. So that's the only thing that you need to see in order to identify that this one is a fake. Unfortunately, I can't show you the cover, or maybe I'll try to show you the cover. That's the one. Okay, that was my brief video about how to identify the most faked Beatles albums. There are many others. I simply don't have the originals, but you have to be careful when you're dealing with very expensive Beatles albums, because you might fall in the trap. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you stay tuned for the next video, because the update about Anthology, I don't know why everybody got their copy of the Anthology 4, but I still haven't, and it's not available in the stores. I pre-ordered mine in September, still not here. I canceled my one order. I kept my other order because I made 2 orders. And yesterday I purchased another one. And I still get the message, it's not yet available, it will be soon available, it's not there yet, it's not being produced. I don't know why. Everybody got their copies, but I still haven't. So I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna make a very, very special surprise epic unboxing. So please stay tuned. You will not regret it. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.